So, off on another adventure today. Picking up my mates, Will, Max and Caleb, and we're going to head out to Sharpland Falls, which is a little walk just outside of Christchurch, probably an hour's drive away. So, really looking forward to getting out, spending half a day walking around, taking some photos and exploring. It's a brand new track, just recently reopened after some flood and storm damage. So really excited to go and see what is up and hopefully get some good photos.
It's always nice to get away with your mates, even if it is just for a day walk. Some of these boys have been overseas for a few months, so it was nice to get them back in and out into the New Zealand fresh air. Of course, it wouldn't be a proper trip without a stop at the gas station for a coffee and a pie first, and then we hit the road, heading out all the way to Mount Somers.
So here we are, Sharpland Falls. We're going to be taking some photos of some waterfalls, so should be a good day. We've got our good friends Caleb, Max and Will, so here they are, powering off down the track.
It was such a nice surprise to find a track so well maintained. Obviously it was new, but the last time I was here none of this track actually existed, so it was actually quite nice to see what they'd done and redirecting the track to go around the flood damage. The Mount Somers Walkway Society really done a great job. I especially like these little signs. It sort of reminded me of a mini golf course, little features that you might come across while you're walking the track.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Will. We're here at the Sharpland Falls track at the second bridge along the journey. I just want to show out this engineering masterpiece. It's a beautiful bridge. It cost a couple $100,000 to put in, but Lou Shaw and the team at the Mount Somers Walkway Society, I think it's called, did a beautiful job. I mean, you've got beautiful views high enough so that a river either does raise or rockfall. I think it's a great walk, especially for me who hasn't been on tramp for a few months now and gained a bit of belly fat. Lou and the team have done really well.
Is that the end of the track?
Yep. No, it's not.
Oh, here we are. Well, we made it to Sharpland Falls. It says it's about a 40-minute walk, but I think it probably took us about 15 to 20. It's a nice, calm amble into the forest. It's really well maintained. It's basically a brand new track. It just opened in July, a couple of months ago. So it's really good to be here out in the beech forest, exploring a few waterfalls, which you can probably hear in the background. The birds are singing. It's a great day. So I'm really here to look for some waterfall compositions, so we'll have to actually get down onto the river itself. There is a bit of a gully, down into the river, so we'll just have to meander our way through the rocks, make sure we can get down there and I can start hunting for some good compositions.
Caleb took the charge as we headed up the creek. It's pretty rocky, pretty bouldery. A thing I notice about most landscape photographers is their commitment to B-roll. They go back and forth and do these obstacles. I was not having it. The track was so slippery.
We managed to make it up the creek. It was a bit of a treacherous climb over many fallen trees and slippery rocks. We finally made it here to Sharpland Falls, I guess. I've never been here before and so was really expecting a bit more waterfall. But what we have here is actually quite nice. We've got a bit of a rock wall here with some lovely ferns growing, cascade, bubbles. I mean, this is just a dream really in terms of a photographer being able to capture something really unique. And I feel like this location is not very often photographed as well. And that's what I'm always looking for, is places that people don't often go. And so here we are about to take a beautiful shot. Now, what I like about this is there's no actual triangle of pointlessness. Is that where you get the triangle of the sky right up in the top of the composition up above. But here, because we're in such of a gully, the way that the trees actually form is that we don't actually have any of the sky showing, which makes it really easy for us to take photos here. So what I'm going to be looking at is a composition here, probably a landscape, and I may try a portrait one, getting probably in the water here just a little bit to get quite close to those bubbles. If I can get a long exposure that's quite nice there, so it flows, and then as we go up, the composition just leads your eye way out there and start to improvise some of that drama and mystery around this location that's very special to a lot of people. So I'm really excited to be here. I'll get my composition set up and then I'll show you what I'm doing. I've just decided to move over a little bit to the right of the waterfall, which I'd like to get another shot a bit closer, but in reality the waterfall is actually quite small. Here at least, it goes up for a while, but when you're taking it to take a photo here, this waterfall, getting it in between with the rocks and everything in the background here, making sure that you've got enough detail both in the rocks and the waterfall coming together. There's quite a narrow gap, and so I think I'd struggle to sort of work that composition unless I get right in the water about there. So other than that, I think what I'll do is I'll take this shot and then we'll put it up so that we've got this nice view, sort of just following the waterfall all the way up the valley. Which, if I don't say so myself, may be the way to go. I'd like to take a couple of more shots and just see what I can do, play around. You know, I could spend hours here, honestly, getting the perfect compositions and, you know, fighting for it. But to be a photographer is to know also when to give up and say, look, you can come back and try again, especially when it's not somewhere that's super far away and relatively easy to get to, as long as the water level is of a reasonable, you know, level. And luckily at the moment it is not too much rainfall. So yeah, I'll keep trying with my shot, and if it turns out any good, here's the shot. I found a better composition. Look at this business. I mean, you've got the water dripping off the rocks on one side, the big cascade, really full of energy, the deep pool with a rich kind of greenish color. Really just encapsulates this waterfall. I think it's a much better shot than when I got back down further down the valley. So I'm just really enjoying this space here to sort of play around and get really close. I mean, the camera is very precariously seated on the edge, so we're just going to see how we go. I'm getting the hurry up from the rest of the gang, so I've actually already taken the shot, but if it turns out any good, here's the shot.
Thank you so much for watching the video. If you did really enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. It does just help the channel to grow as I'm getting it off the ground. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you guys, so I'd love to be able to continue to do so, getting out there and taking some cool photos in the New Zealand landscape. If you do have any places you'd like to see me go, drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to reply, and we can have some chats about places in New Zealand or maybe even outside of New Zealand that I should definitely go and visit. Well, that's all for today. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is a fancy little cave, bit of a crevasse in the walls. Should we go and see what's down this way? Ooh, yeah, that's not the sight I expected to see. So we actually made it up the creek. There's a bit of a video of that.